Good morning, you guys. This is my next YouTube video for you do-it-yourselfers out there. You're actually looking at the top of a toilet tank. I'm going to take it off right away so you can get a better illustration of what I want to show you today. This is the internals of most modern day toilets, at least here in the US, the Northeast down to Virginia. I've been working here doing this over 20 years, stuff like this, and this is what most of them look like. There are other systems that have like a pressure setup that works in the middle that I don't recommend. They're more expensive, they're more difficult to work on. You can change the internal part if it goes bad, but for 90+% of the toilets, they're more like what you're seeing right here. Okay, this is the toilet tank. It's usually connected to a bowl. Sometimes there are one-piece units, but this is toilet tank you're looking at inside. Okay, I apologize about any difficulties on the video, but hopefully it's adequate. Fill valve, overflow, or sometimes they call it flush valve, depending upon the manufacturer. Handle, chain, and flapper. Not that difficult. May look difficult to someone who's never seen this for the first time, so we're going to try to break it down to you a little bit, okay? First, let's just let it operate and see how it works. You guys kind of heard that very normal sound right here most mornings. I don't know if you can actually see the water going inside the overflow. That helps fill up the bowl while it's filling up the tank at the same time. It also helps operate some of the jets at the same time, okay? So you'll see a lot of things going on. If you notice, when the seal went up or the flapper went up, it stayed up for a while until the water hit a certain level, then it dropped. So that's usually, sometimes there's an air pocket in there. There are different types of seal and flappers where they're usually a soft rubberized material that may feel like rubber, but it's usually plastic, but it's just a soft plastic, feels like rubber. This one has hard arms, and then it has a rubberized seal on it. That's made by Fluidmaster, and so is the fill valve, made by Fluidmaster. Not sure about the flush valve. I'm guessing it is, because it's usually easier to get it all from the same manufacturer. And the most common manufacturer, believe it or not, is Fluidmaster. Out here in the US anyway, on the East Coast where I'm at. I've been working from New York to Virginia, and this is what I see 90+% of the time. Some of the other manufacturers do use their own setup, and it looks like it's made by Fluidmaster for them. Okay. After the seal went up, the water went down, and when it got to a certain level, because of the air pocket and the seal itself or the flapper, it just dropped down. You see the chain here is not too taut. Sometimes you have to make it a little tauter, a little bit tighter. If it's too loose, sometimes the seal won't go all the way up. So something to keep an eye on. Why is my toilet not flushing right? Why do I got to keep my hand on the handle? Okay, something to look at. The overflow does, again, operate. If this is not adjusted right, water will actually go into the overflow and you'll see it running. Another issue, you might see your toilet running because your flap is kind of worn out. You might need a new one, okay? The fill valve just has this little shut off here. It has a float and it shuts it off. There's a little diaphragm here. Sometimes it has a pin in it, and they can actually be changed by twisting this. But anytime you do any work on a fill valve, always shut off the water. There's usually a shut off, or layman's term, a stop behind or on the bottom of the toilet or coming up on the wall. You want to make sure you shut off the water anytime before you even consider working on this guy. Okay, they're really nice because you can pop one of these out after you shut off the water without any tools and pop another one right in. Another time I have to show you that, but right now it's really, for layman's terms, simple demonstration on how your toilet functions, or at least the integrals or internals of a toilet tank. Again, there are different setups, but this is the most common. The flapper or the pink area right there, or the seal, they're usually rubberized material. You can peel them off. There's two arms on the overflow. This one is a harder material, so it snaps in those arms. This plus 90% is like this. So it's very, very easy to work on. If you look at your setup and it looks like this, you can get these parts almost anywhere where they sell hardware, okay? And especially any large chain like Lowe's or Home Depot or something like that. They sell this stuff. It's very, very easy to get. It's very inexpensive. It's very easy to change. Just go slow. You won't have any difficulty, and when in doubt, shut off the water. Okay? At least this can help you see the normal setup. Another common thing besides the chain being too loose or too taut would be the seal comes off on one arm, so it doesn't want to close right. It kind of shifts so the water keeps running, or it's worn out. Uncommon thing you see is this hose will pop out and water will squirt all over the place in the back. You think you got a major leak. You do have a major leak, but that's where it's from. If you ever run into an issue and your water's running, and you're not sure what to do with the hose and water's coming out, you don't know what you're looking at, pull this guy up right away right here, and you actually shut off the fill valve. Whether you're tying it with a string, putting a stick, whatever you're doing there to keep the water off, so you can get somebody there to help you, and he'll put the overflow tube back in there. Okay? I hope this is enough information for most of you guys. You guys got any questions? You want to see how one of these is installed one day? I can do it for you, a different angle, so on and so forth. But this should be enough for you guys to get an idea of what's going on with over 90% of toilets here in the US. I'll talk to you guys later, right? Bye.